before the first thought was conceived, or the first form appeared. The infinite self is. Relating to a phenomenal perceiver. Who hears me in this one? Yeah. So it's not so much that, you're watching, oh, this thing is coming and then this thing is happening to me. That was earlier. Now you only watch the eye because it contains everything. It's the seed out of which everything is coming. It is the original seed. From it has come the second seed, the seed of personhood. But that tree lives and dies. But now you watch the eye. And when you look at the eye, you'll see if it is presenting itself as a phenomenon. Is it phenomenal? Is it the person? Is it the sense of presence? Or is it the absolute speaking? If you catch each time you see something you said, yeah, now this thing is happening to me and I don't know how. So who is speaking? Who is speaking? Not what he's speaking about. That was earlier. What he's speaking about. Oh, you're thinking about me. Oh no, it was her. You see, this is in the minefield. You know, now we're coming out of that. Now you watch who is the subject to this proclamation. This is very important that I'm able to be saying this to you, because until there is the capacity to really hear this, it won't be spoken, you see. And it's not deliberate. I say, today I want to talk. No, because you have said what you have said now, then I can say now to you, don't so much watch the stories and the thing, and this is coming in the relative world of interaction. No, you watch I. Because first arising, the first one is the feeling I. Watch what this I, if it is what shape it's taking. You just have to notice and register that all that you perceive is functioning. Everything you see is a functioning of consciousness. You know, you cannot look at the consciousness directly. You see the functioning of the consciousness. You see, it's like that you can't see the wind, but you can see its effect. You know, just by watching the trees, you can see the power of the wind, because you never can see the wind. Everything you look at is only the functioning of consciousness. And I said, you know, what is not the functioning of consciousness? This you must find out, because even the person is a functioning of consciousness. Even the witness to the person is a functioning of consciousness. Even the sense of being is a functioning of the pure consciousness. So what's left? What's left is you. But you have to know that it has to reach, you know, that what's left, you know, there's no way of knowing what's left unless you are there. You know, that is the ultimate truth, you know, that the human being has to find. If you don't find that, you stay in the relative. You're always moving as the effects. You're thinking that you are, you know, you are the fact, but you are just an effect. Even the person, because the sense of the person changes, and still you're here. Something is here. It didn't change. That became very, very clear as a pointer today. Everything, you know, even the play of witnessing something is a functioning of the Supreme Self. You know, that is so powerful, you know, but you have to be in the position somehow to recognize and acknowledge and feel the power of that understanding, that pointer. But the question, you know, who sees all these things? Your attention in this question, and tell me that even death, does it frighten you? Do it. And this I offer everyone. All the books are offering so many concepts, so many ideas, so much paths to walk, things to see, things to do, practices to make, mantras to make. We won't be cynical with these, but you don't need this now. You have come again to the source. If you are not clear up until this point, that all this is about you, in the truest sense, in the highest sense, that you're the one who is seeing all of this, in whose presence all the other beings are appearing, all the beings are appearing in your light. Yours are the eyes that are seeing, and even the seeing you're seeing. But can you be seen? Who are you? Are you material or immaterial? In the final analysis, when everything boils down, is there something we can look at? Under the microscope of real intelligence, is there something you will look at and say, yes, this is the infinite. I said, when you remember and you recognize the self, the one who remembers until they recognize the self, which has no form. How you can recognize something has no form? But in an instant, there is such a knowing which is even beyond conviction. There's just that profound recognition. In that instant, the rememberer must vanish. The seeker must vanish. He must switch into the thing that he finds. So only the thing is, and not one who finds it. Because the one who finds it must keep it. But the one who is it can never not be it. But who can follow such an instruction? It cannot be followed. It's like an understanding is like this. Grace is another name for what you are. No one can live without grace. When your yearning is so full, it cannot fail.
You are advised to do is don't touch any thought of the past, present, future. And you are quiet. Quietness, word I use, of course, just to speak to you. It's not the word. You just undress this word of quietness. When I speak the word, undress the word and see. Don't simply hear this word. You should go to the root of this word. Where does it come from? Where is the fountain of this word? It will take you to the fountain, and also quietness will disappear. Iti. Bas. Now is the time. Direct the mind towards its source, or call it at the Atman. In the books, the word Atman is used. Direct the mind towards the Atman. We call it substratum. We translate also as a source. Let this I search its source, where does it rise from? Where does this wave rise from? And you are happy. Surely you are at home. It is the simplest. To be happy is the simplest of everything that is available in the world to you. So this is called Satsang. To direct the mind towards its source, this is called Satsang. Because you are at home. You are in a holy company of the self, of your own self. It's called Satsang, holy association. Most holy association is to stay wherever you are. Don't disturb yourself. Wherever you are, that is the holiest association.
So some few sentences I pass on, I would say, for instance, like, don't take on any shape. Live as though you have no rights. Say thank you to God. Understand that whatever you perceive through the senses and the mind, they are time bound. There's nothing there to preserve. None of these things can take you to truth. You without you is the you you're searching for. Our view and our experience of life is totally subjective. Who you are non-phenomenally is what God is. When you pray, say, O Lord of the universe, be thou my own self. Then these things will help you. If you have come to a certain place where you don't have hundreds of teachings, you find that the mind just goes on a long ride on them, and I can point you to a few things. Stay at zero. If I is the most important concept, the firstborn of all manifestation, then when it arose, were you not there to perceive it? Contemplate it. These things I will share with you. I think we've been together long enough, close enough, that there must be sufficient trust in you
state of mind.